guys, it's me again with this super creepy half glam, half gore makeup tutorial. I hope you guys like it. I don't know, yeah, I think it's a makeup tutorial or a transformation. I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it. I can't really talk very well because I have my face sewed on with liquid latex. So yeah, I'm gonna go straight into this tutorial, and if you guys are interested in knowing how I achieve this, then please keep on watching. To get started, I'm going to be using some liquid latex. You can get these everywhere now because we're in the season of Halloween. And then I'm also going to be using some cotton balls. Super simple. I'm just going to open the jar and start applying some glue above my upper lip. And then I will apply that with the brush that the glue comes with. But you can use whatever you like, and you can even use your hands. Since it's liquid latex, it's super easy to remove and it just comes right off. But I will use this brush, and basically I'm just going to draw myself a nice milk mustache. Once I finish that, I'll grab a cotton ball and lightly start pulling it apart. The thinner, the better. I made a little mistake and left the balls too thick. So a quick tip, if you want to do this, the thinner, the better. But basically that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the first layer of liquid latex with the cotton. And then after I have the cotton ready, I will just soak it in with liquid latex. And this way it's easier for me to shape. Once I have the top lip done, I'm going to grab this red lipstick. You can use blood, whatever you have available. I didn't have any paint either, so I just picked up a lipstick and started applying that underneath the flap that we just created. And this is basically going to be our inner blood, even though you won't be able to see it very well, but it will be there just in case you do see the inside. Right after I lay down the red, I'm going to pick up this Milani like purplish lipstick. I'm going to apply that above the red one, and this is just going to add a little bit more definition and more bloody look to the mouth. And finally, I will grab any black lipstick, and this is also going to serve me as a shadow, and this is going to be kind of like really dark blood. And once I do that, I'm just going to start pulling the cotton downwards, and this is going to be giving kind of my teeth shape or like the ripping effect of the lips. Now that I've done that, I'm going to apply liquid latex to the bottom part of my jaw, and then I'm going to repeat the exact same process. I'm going to cover the layer of liquid latex, and then right after I do that, I'm just going to soak the cotton and make sure that the cotton is fully wet with liquid latex, because this is what's going to help us to give us that ripping lips effect. Quick tip, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to open my mouth, close it and open it, and all I'm doing here is just kind of softening the glue because I want this mold to be big enough and long enough so I can talk. I know it's not going to be perfect, but at least I can communicate, so I do want the mold to be a little bit bigger than usual so I'm able to move my jaw up and down. What I'm doing here is that I'm grabbing some extra strands of soaked cotton, and I'm placing them vertically and side by side with each other, kind of giving me that ripping effect or the teeth effect, whatever you want to call it. And then basically I'm just going to repeat the same step and kind of shape my mouth the way that I want it to be. Like I said, you can shape yours whichever way you want it to be. Just keep in mind the tricks and the method that we're using. Once I do that, I'm grabbing a pair of tweezers. You can use tweezers, scissors, whatever you have available. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling in the teeth a little bit more visible and pulling in some flaps and making the flaps a little bit more 3D and making sure that the cotton that's there is fully soaked. And as you can see me, I'm just removing and adding and just placing the strands the way I want them to be. once I'm satisfied with the shape, I will give it enough time to dry. That is the key for latex. Make sure it's dry. That way you're able to draw on, paint on, and add your blood and all your effects and your depth and whatever you need to do, but make sure you give it enough time to dry. So while it's drying, I'm gonna go on and move on to the glam part of this makeup look. I'm going to be using this palette from Morphe. This one is the 35 neutral, which just means that it has 35 eyeshadows that are all neutral. I'm going to start by applying this orange eyeshadow on the crease of my eye, and this is going to be my transition shade. Following that, I will take this dark brown and I'm going to apply it exactly on the same areas that I applied my orange, and all we're doing here is creating depth and definition to that area. Now picking up this dark purple eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply it on the same areas that we just applied the previous eyeshadow, and again creating more depth and definition to that area. Now I'm taking Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and this is an eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to start cutting the crease, basically making sure that that crease is super cut and very clean. Now taking this white matte eyeshadow from the corner of the palette, I'm just going to lightly pack that on the lid, making sure that the soft ochre is covered. Taking this MAC 217 brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend the crease a little bit further. I do want it to be a cut crease, but I do also want it to be blended. Now taking Nylon eyeshadow by MAC, I'm just going to apply that on the highest point of my eyebrow, and this is going to highlight that area, and I'm also going to apply that on the tear ducts, and again for highlight and to attract more light to those areas. With this NYC liquid eyeliner, I'm just going to go ahead and do a wing. For me, it's a natural wing. For some people, it might be dramatic. You do the wing the way you like it. Now picking up this super dark purple eyeshadow, it almost looks black, but it's purple. I'm going to run that on the crease once more, and again to create the last bit of depth. Now it's time for some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express, and I'm just going to coat my upper lashes. For lashes today, I'm using this one's from Velour. I'll leave the style and everything else in the description box. And then as always, I apply them on the center of my lash line, and then I move on to the outer corner of the lash, and then I place it as close to my lash line as possible. And then I do the same thing for the inner corner, and that's my #1 trick when it comes to applying lashes. Picking up this Lancome black eyeliner, I'm just going to apply that on my upper and lower waterline. Going back in with the same orange eyeshadow, I'm going to apply that on the lower lash line, and then I'm basically going to use the exact same colors on the exact same order, and I'm also going to buff them in on the lower lash line because I do want this lash line to be very smoky, and for that I will use the same colors and techniques that I used on the crease. Finishing the lower lash line with some mascara. Now I'm just going to grab this black lipstick. This is the Hard Candy Black Diamond. I'm just going to start applying that on the areas that I think that need more definition, and this is going to make it a little bit more 3D, more realistic, and it's also going to give that nice depth, and that's what's going to make it look really real. And then I'm also going to grab the purple lipstick from Milani, and I'm going to repeat the exact same process again with the purpose of creating depth. Now I'm going to cover all the white latex using my regular foundation. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 107. I'm just going to apply this foundation all over the areas that you see white, and I'm just going to make sure that I cover the white as much as possible. Once I covered all the white, I lost a little bit more of that shadowing that I did earlier. So I'm just going to go back in and repeat the exact same process, again creating depth and shadow to that area just to make it more real. Now going back in with this BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick. This one is in the shade Icon. It's a nice purple. I'm going to run that above the areas that I apply the black eyeshadow. And the reason why I used the liquid lipstick was because the latex was already in its natural form, which was really plasticky. And the regular lipstick just wasn't sticking as well as the liquid lipstick did. Now it's time for some blood. I'm using this gel blood from, again, the craft store. Whatever you want, you can make your own, you can buy it. I just bought it because it's the easiest thing to do. But in order to use this particular blood, I have to warm it up in hot water. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the bottle sit on hot water for a few seconds and make sure that it's liquidy before I use it. I recommend to test the fake blood on the back of your hand because this part of our hand is more sensitive towards hot and cold, so you're going to be able to tell if it's going to burn you or not. For me, it was a perfect temperature. It wasn't going to burn me, so I went right ahead and start applying the blood directly from the tube to my new chewed up, burnt, or ripped mouth. And I'm not applying this in any particular way. I'm just applying it in the areas that I feel that are necessary. Going back in with that foundation brush, I'm going to apply some more blood and just start dabbing that in. And this way the blood is not going to be just dripping, but there's also going to be different shapes and form for the blood. Now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing once more the black lipstick and I'm just going to run that along the edges, and this is going to make it look like it's bruised, and it's also going to hide that harsh edge that the latex left. And that's about it for this look, you guys. Half glam, half gore. Super simple. I know it looks complicated, but it's not. So this is it for this tutorial transformation slash whatever you want to call it. It's half glam, half gore, and I really loved how it turned out. It is my first time ever playing with liquid latex or any type of this gore makeup stuff. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss any tutorials that will go up. And if you liked it or it helped you in any way, then please don't forget to share this tutorial or transformation, whatever you want to call it, because if it helped you in any way, shape, or form, then it might help other people. And at the end of the day, that's why I'm here, to share what I know, to share what I'm learning with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And that's all I have to say for today. And as always, I'll see you on my next tutorial very soon. Bye bye. Mwah.